What's up, guys and gals, and welcome to Veve Vibes, where I love talking all things Veve NFTs, speculation, and of course the market. So I do think a lot of people saw this coming. Veve finally announced Black Panther for Wednesday. It looks like February 23rd. It's going to be at 8 a.m. Pacific time. So here is the video. I'm just going to let it play through. I'm not going to put on the music or anything like that. I'll go ahead and put a link down in the description to the announcement. I'm more waiting just for the Medium article for tomorrow because we have no idea how many mints there's going to be. Obviously, it's a blind box format with 5 different variations, which is really, really cool. Just similar to Deadpool or Storm or the Invisible Woman. So we have that kind of same format. And yeah, I guess the question in this video that I'm kind of posing right now is just like, is Black Panther going to be enough to really help the market recover? And I knew this was going to happen, and I've been telling people this for the last 3 to 4 days. I'm like, if you guys are going to spend money, I would just hold on to it. I do think this gem squeeze could last through the end of February, potentially even through mid-March, just because I think right now Veve and just the community are more relying on things like MTL being finalized, Q system getting like a hard date for Q system, things like that, more than just like, hey, we need a big drop to kind of help us out. Because honestly, every single big drop that's going to come out is honestly just gonna make the gem squeeze even worse, quite honestly, and we're already seeing the effects of that. So obviously the Black Panther thing looks really, really cool. I'm excited for it. We also got a first appearance announcement for one of the other guys. I forgot, but that's not what this video's covering. Already, I'm just pulling up the listing for the golden moments, and wow, the gem squeeze has definitely gotten worse. We have Lady and the Tramp pushing nearly 800 gems at this point. I knew this gem squeeze is only going to get worse. I've been telling people for the last 3 or 4 days, like, hey, you know, with some of the newer stuff, it's a bit riskier, like at least like the newer golden moments, just because there's so many people that have won it on drop. I mean, if you look at it, if we look at like Donald Duck and Daisy Duck, 13,000 people won it on drop. Let's say even just half those people have already sold it. That's still another 7,000 people that are more than happy to sell this drop for profit. Because I mean, at the end of the day, they only got it for 60 gems. Sometimes they're more than happy to sell it for 6, 7, 800 gems, 900 gems, 1,000, as you can see. So Donald Duck and Daisy Duck is actually pushing 1,000 gems at this point. Partner statue is now sub 30k right now, which was something we did see very briefly not too long ago, but it was very, very brief. R2D2 now pushing 5k. I literally, in my morning video that I brought up this morning, I did say with my vibe check video, I'm like, R2D2 could push 5k. I'm like, potentially even lower. It does seem like there's a lot of resistance here, but I mean, with the numbers that we're seeing here, and again, if this gem squeeze just continues for the next 2 to 3 weeks, we could see it get closer to like 4.5k, in my honest opinion, maybe even 4k. I mean, it's hard because we have this, a lot of people have been buying R2D2 for under 2k for quite some time, and so we really just need to shake out all the people that have been buying back here, people that do want to sell it sooner rather than later, that are either trying to cash out in the app, whatever it is. C3PO is now sub 3k, which is just crazy to think about. Iron Man almost at 1,500. It's at 1.6k. That is just nuts to think about. Avengers logo sub 1,000. Wally sub 900. A Pizza Planet truck sub 1,000. Also is almost getting to where Iron Man was just a couple days ago. Sorcerer's Hat is at 2,500 right now. Sorcerer's Hat's actually holding on decently well. I remember it was actually at 2.5k just a few days ago, and it went up and now it's back down. So as a holder of the Sorcerer's Hat, I hope it doesn't go much lower. I bought it, unfortunately, somewhere around up here. So right now I'm just kind of waiting for the market to recover at this point. And honestly, it could take anywhere between 2-3 weeks, potentially another month for this gem squeeze to kind of shake itself out, because I think more people are waiting on things like MTL rather than big drops, because I think at this point big drops are not going to help the gem squeeze and recover. It's honestly just going to make it worse, in my opinion. So again, until we can kind of get all those people to kind of shake themselves out of the market that are just looking to cash out, we're not going to see any kind of like crazy market recovery anytime soon. Looking at Sorcerer's Hat, we can see here that a lot of people were buying it somewhere below 2,300 ish or so. So hopefully it's actually reached its bottom. Hopefully it should not be going down any further, because at that point, if it's going any lower, like you're having about 80-90% of the people just selling at a loss, because even though this period of time was here, unless you bought it basically within the first 3-4 days of when the Sorcerer's Hat came out, you probably bought it for anywhere between 1,800 to 2,100 gems, or like 2,300 gems for the most part. And at that point, if you're selling it, you're only making a couple hundred gems. Is that really worth it, or would you rather just hold on to it and wait for it to go back up? Same thing with Homer and Bart. I mean, that's pushing 1,100 gems at this point. Skateboard is sub 1,000. I did say that was probably going to be one of the next ones to hit sub 1,000, and so it did happen. Let's go ahead and just look at the top gainers. We're going to look at the lenticular cards, but not right now. I know this is just kind of like another version of just vibe check, but again, it's just super interesting to watch these graphs shortly after the Black Panther announcement. So Bigfoot is actually up a little bit. Little Friends Gold is actually up 550 as well. Torch Dragon is up as well. Coraline, and again, I do think all these, I mean, these pumps are not that big. I mean, we're seeing here it's not pumps, but these increases, it's 7%, 13%, 12%, 13%, 14%. So right now it seems like the market is just struggling across the board to have any kind of gain like above 10%. And even then, there's only a very small handful of NFTs that are actually above 10% right now, when typically I would say during like a normal market time, when it was either back here during December or is at some point during those few weeks of like January and February and that kind of stuff, where things were roughly a bit more balanced. I'd say probably the most steady that I've experienced personally is that November through December. Like that's when the market was the most steady, in my personal opinion, at least comparing it to right now. I forgot where I was even going with that tangent, but yeah, back then, like you would see increases all the time of 20-30+% on multiple NFTs, but now it seems like most NFTs are struggling to get above 10%. So a lot of stuff is, you know, a few things are up, but not that much. Top losers right now. Wow, Deadpool's Secret Rare is actually down to 1,700 right now. So it's actually down 22%. Goofy sub 1,800. Wow, that is crazy to think about. So again, at this point, the only people, at least in my mind, that are selling it are people that want it on drop, or people that are just crazy enough to basically sell it for a massive loss. Like even if you bought it at 2,200, which happened just a few hours ago, or 2,300, which happened just a few hours ago. I mean, at that point, if you're selling it right now at 1,800, you're just taking a 500, 600, 700 gem loss willingly. So I just don't see a reason why to do that. Avengers logo making one of the top losers here. The Avengers logo. Ink Stories Eve is also down. Ghostbusters logo's down. This is down. Jaunty Jig. Pluto is down. Homer and Bart is down. So I think people have just been holding off on selling the Disney stuff for so long, and like they were. Like mostly the golden moments were the absolute last NFTs on the platform to really get gem squeezed. And I think now that we have announcements, MTL's on the horizon, we're getting some hard numbers about, hey, you need 1,000 gems in your account for MTL to cash out. A lot of people are looking for an exit strategy right now. For the most part, I don't think it's 100% bots. I do think there's a portion of people that are bots that are just trying to sell and undercut and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think there's enough of them, or I don't think there's enough people doing that on the market to just make the entire market across the board just keep undercutting each other and just having this drastic crash. So again, more golden moments. Pizza Planet Truck, Lady and the Tramp. I do think right now the golden moments and the lenticular cards are probably the ones that are just dipping the most right now, because those are the ones that people are still in the profit for the most part. Like I said, those are like the very last things people have been selling. Those are like the very last things that people have been selling during this crash, because people are more than happy to sell the other stuff that they don't really care about. They're kind of holding out for the fact that golden moments and lenticular cards could go up. But essentially, like, I just think all the NFTs have been basically squeezed dry at this point. I mean, a lot of the NFTs are so low right now. They're actually getting back to their prior, like, 12 days of Veve prices almost across the board. Like, I'm just going to pull up OG Devil Bunny just to kind of take a look at it. It's getting to that point. Yeah, like, wow. OG Devil Bunny is actually hitting an all-time low, well, even before 12 days of Veve. I think this is actually an all-time low for OG Devil Bunny. I kind of want to just check out Secret Rare Storm and maybe a couple other things as well. But yeah, I think at this point, we need to get basically MTL out as soon as possible in order for us to recover from this gem squeeze. Looks like was it Secret Rare Storm or was it Ultra Rare? So Ultra Rare Storm, still holding decently well at 360. I think it's mostly just because if you do sell her, there's not much you can get for her right now, at least like if you're looking for like a major upgrade. Or looking to cash out. But again, she could go all the way down to 300, maybe even 280, like pretty easily, just because that's where I think the level of support is going to be right now. So yeah, it's just crazy to think across the board. I don't regret buying anything the last 2 to 3 weeks. There's no way to see how drastic this gem squeeze was going to happen. Again, I do think that AMA with the MTL announcement, now that we're getting some hard numbers for MTL, I think a lot of people are planning their exit strategy, looking to cash out as well. And I've been telling people over the last 3 to 4 days, like, hey, if you're going to spend money, I would just wait, because I do think you can get even better deals if you wait at this point. So it does seem like the market is crashing pretty hard, and I will continue to be giving updates as I can. But that's pretty much the advice I'm going to be giving for these next maybe even couple of weeks. Just hold on to your gems, just wait until MTL finally gets announced. Everything's in a holding pattern right now. I think until things on Veve side, not so much on the drop side, but more on like Q system, MTL, that kind of stuff. So I know I just sound like a broken record at this point, but yeah, it's just really surprising me at this point. Let's look at the comics really quick. I just want to do that really quick before I kind of call it a video. Just kind of curious to see how well some of these secret rares are holding up, because that's one thing I am trying to kind of like gauge, is like how well are some of the secret rare comics holding up, or some of the very, very high tier comics holding up against some of the collectibles as well. So let's look up Amazing Spider-Man #1 really quick. We'll also look up like the Fantastic Four, like #1, Fantastic Four #5 as well, and just kind of see how these secret rares are holding up. Secret rare Amazing Spider-Man's down $1. I'm not sure how that happens with something like this. The Ultra Rare is actually holding pretty strong as well. Again, there was actually quite a bit of movement. It was going for 10K. Now it's all the way up to 15, back down to 12. I do think that 15K floor was a level of support that a lot of people were assuming that it was not going to go down below that point. So it does seem like maybe a few people did buy it up at that point, and it plateaued, and now it's back down again. So go ahead and look at Fantastic Four #1, and we'll also look at Fantastic Four #5, which is the first appearance of Fantastic Four, as well as the first appearance of Doctor Doom. So it does seem like the Fantastic Four #1, and again, I know these are like really highly priced, so I'm just kind of curious to see mostly how the secret rare and the ultra rares are holding up during this gem squeeze. For the most part, I will say there's one huge advantage of having a secret rare like an ultra rare comic, is that you typically don't have to deal with tens of thousands of other holders of that same NFT willing to just undercut and just take quick profit. I'm not saying it doesn't happen here. I know the sales are a little bit less frequent with these comics, but you also have to deal with less competition of people potentially just undercutting you. So Fantastic Four looks like it's holding up very well, the secret rare. For the most part, I don't like the listings are down, but I think that is due partially to the auto like delisting thing on Veve. Fantastic Four #1 is also holding very strong, I would say, comparatively. So let's go and pull up Fantastic Four #5, just kind of see where that's sitting at. Fantastic Four, okay, cool. I was like double checking. So we'll go ahead and look at the again, the secret rare as well as the ultra rare. So this is the first appearance of Doctor Doom, and I keep forgetting to kind of like pop this out, even though it doesn't show it. I would say this is actually holding its value pretty well, even better than the golden moments. Yeah, there's a bit of a dip here, but overall, if you're hodling, this seems to work out very well. So I mean, right now, Fantastic Four #5 is getting to the point, the secret rare, it's the same price as R2-D2. So I understand that the comics to some people might seem a little bit less sexy than the collectible counterparts, but at least just numerically, just looking at the hard numbers, it seems like the comics are doing a fantastic job. At least some of those upper tier comics in the secret rare and the ultra rare category are doing a fantastic job of actually holding their value. Listings are still going down for the most part. Across the board, we're not seeing a huge spike going up and to the right of listings, meaning like people are just trying to sell it or get rid of it as soon as they can. I mean, we see it occasionally here and there, but for the most part, the value is actually holding pretty strong, and we have an all-time high of about I know that says 9.4, but let's just go ahead and take like 8K or something like that. 8.5. I do think Fantastic Four number 5 Secret Rare seems to be a very strong contender. And I mean, if you were able to pick it up for 5K, you know, a few days ago, that was a fantastic pickup. So I don't know. I think at some point I do want to bring on some more comic gurus, kind of pick their brains more. I do know I am like in Veve in the long run, but at the same time, trying to decide between collectibles and comics. It does seem like comics are like pretty niche. For the most part, but again, you just don't have to deal with as many sellers. Like there's only 600 of the Fantastic Four number 5 Secret Rares, so you only have to deal with 599 other people rather than 13,000, which you have to typically do or deal with when it comes to the golden moments. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any other things you guys want me to cover, I'll probably turn on my stream here a little bit later today in a couple hours, go over the market, which I'm probably just going to keep telling people, like, I would just hold on to your stuff until Veve kind of figures out MTL. Like, I think that's going to be the real catalyst to kind of help the market actually recover, in my personal opinion. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys take care, be safe, and of course double check your listings before you put them up on the market. So take care.